Welcome back. So this is lecture 10 of auditing concepts for CAAP CMA Inter June 2022 attempt. ठीक है, तो चलिए ये lecture 10 है हमारा. Okay, let's go ahead with it. I'll take you to the study material. चलिए अब next हमको करना है internal audit. ठीक है, तो जैसे कि हमको मालूम है कि the audit course is not too much. ठीक है, but 150 to 160 pages of your study material है. ठीक है, like काफी सारे topics है which are shortened. ठीक है, small topics are there. ठीक है, and these things can come as short questions. ठीक है, तो 4-5 marks के questions के लायक वो बना के डाला गया है. Okay, so now next topic is internal audit. Again ये जो है it's a small topic यहाँ पे for you. ठीक है, so इतना ये है. फिर again we have to prepare it for a from a point of view of 4 to 5 marks short question. Okay, ठीक है, तो चलिए अगेन ये इसको कैसे करना है. लेट अस सी फर्स्ट, लेट अस सी व्हाट इज इंटरनल ऑडिट. ठीक है, सो इंटरनल ऑडिट नॉर्मली क्या है. ठीक है, जो आपका अपना ही कोई एम्प्लॉय आपका ऑडिट करेगा. ओके, सो इंटरनल ऑडिट इज आल्सो एन ऑडिट, बट इंस्टेड ऑफ एन एक्सटर्नल पर्सन कमिंग इन एंड ऑडिटिंग, ओके, योर इंटरनल पर्सन, योर ओन एम्प्लॉय विल ऑडिट इट. ठीक है, so it is like a first level of safety. ठीक है, internal audit is a first level of safety. ठीक है, so now so what should you write here? 4 or 5 points important, वही मैं बताता हूँ. ठीक है आपको. so now one is ये ICAI definition of internal audit है. इसको आपको ऐसे कैसे लिखने की जरूरत नहीं. ओके, don't need to write it as it is. ठीक है, so what is internal audit as per ICAI? Okay, yeah, ICAI is your chartered accountants. ठीक है, Institute of Chartered Accountants. ठीक है, independent management function. ठीक है, it's said to be an independent management function, but practically it is always under the management. Okay, ठीक है, so it will do a continuous and critical appraisal of the functioning of an entity. ठीक है, ठीक है, it will do a continuous appraisal of functioning of an entity, that is audit. ठीक है, and it will do the audit and then it will suggest improvement also. Okay, so it's not an independent person that it will just say this is the problem and it will go, right? So it will also suggest improvement. So basically it is, you can say that for internal audit आपको क्या main चीज लिखना है. It is a critical and continuous appraisal, ठीक है, of the functioning of the entity. ठीक है, and suggesting improvement. ठीक है, क्यों? Reason to add value and strengthen the overall governance mechanism. ठीक है, you can just say to strengthen the overall governance structure. ठीक है, और internal audit provides assurance that there is transparency in reporting, which is a part of good governance. ठीक है, internal so ये सारे जो चीजें हैं, the functioning of the entity is what internal audit will see, mostly from an accounting point of view. ठीक है, so mostly the way it keeps books, the way the internal control is set up, all that. ठीक है, वो सब रहेगा. In the end, what it will see is the final product which comes up. ठीक है, report. The reporting, that is your P&L and balance sheet, is the final thing, right? So there has to be transparency in reporting. That is, when you report these things, it is reflecting whatever is going on in the organization. ठीक है, ये है internal audit का definition. ये आप, so now you understand what is internal audit. So you can write it in your own words. ठीक है, ये चीज जो मैंने आपको समझाया है. ठीक है, these are the main points. One is like you can just say it's an independent management function. ठीक है, continuous and critical appraisal of the functioning of the entity. ठीक है, and suggesting improvements. बस ये हो गया. Purpose is to strengthen the overall governance mechanism. Okay, ठीक है, and what happens is the end result. So if internal audit runs well, then the quality of your financial statements is good, so there is transparency in reporting. बस इतना ही लिखना है. ठीक है, अपने हिसाब से लिखना आना चाहिए. ठीक है, ये है 1 point. So what is internal audit? Okay, and then ठीक है, इसको ना internal audit is an actually independent appraisal function. ठीक है, so अब रिपोर्ट तो मैनेजमेंट कोई करता है. ठीक है, बट इट इज एन इंडिपेंडेंट अप्रेजल फंक्शन. ठीक है, ensures objectivity and consultation. ये ऐसा ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको. Okay, you can just say it's an independent appraisal function, so it enhances the value and improves the organization's operations. ठीक है, so it enhances the value of the organization and improves its operations. ठीक है, okay. और मेनली क्या है, मेनली इट रिलेट्स टू फाइनेंस. ठीक है, मेनली इट रिलेट्स टू फाइनेंस बट ऑल्सो takes a look at the policies and procedures of the company. It will give a suggestion on the policies and procedures also, whether it can change for the better, but mainly relates to finance. ठीक है, ये लिखना है that it mainly relates to finance but also gives an appraisal. Appraisal यानी is comment. ठीक है, basically. ठीक है, कि comment for improvement. Appraisal का कैसा बोल सकते हैं, appraisal of the policies and procedures of the company. ठीक है. So second point हम क्या कर, first point में you have defined it, then in the next में you said it's an independent appraisal function and it enhances the value and improves the organization's operations. ठीक है. So अब कुछ जो भी गलतियां हैं, जो problems है वो highlight हो गए, then definitely the value of the organization will improve. Correct. Then you have to say it mainly relates to finance but also there is a suggestion given on policies and procedures of the कंपनी. ठीक है. अब इसके बाद दो जनरल पॉइंट्स जो बहुत इजीली यू कैन रिमेंबर. सो मेन प्रिंसिपल इज अर्ली डिटेक्शन एंड प्रिवेंशन ऑफ फर्दर डैमेज. इफ एनीथिंग इज गोइंग रॉन्ग, इफ द इंटरनल कंट्रोल इज वेरी बैड, ठीक है, देन बेस्ड ऑन इंटरनल ऑडिट दे विल गेट टू नो मच बिफोर द फाइनल ऑडिट. ओके, एंड दे कैन रिपेयर इट. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पे क्या है, principle is early detection and prevention of further damage. ठीक है. Another thing is prevention is better than cure. Okay, ये दो principles is what it follows. ठीक है. So before your year-end statutory audit, many things can be improved using internal audit. ठीक है, ये चीज है आपका internal audit. So whatever I have told you now, इसमें से आप आराम से you can write 5 or 6 points, correct, which is sufficient for a 5 marks question. ठीक है. ओके, ये चीज आपको लिखना है फॉर इंटरनल ऑडिट. सो नेक्स्ट इज फोरेंसिक ऑडिट. ठीक है, याद रखना है कि क्या क्या चीजें मैंने लिखा हूं, बताया हूं. या इफ यू हैव अ हार्ड कॉपी नोट्स ऑफ दिस द स्टडी मटेरियल, ठीक है, तो आप वहीं पे यू कैन जस्ट अंडरलाइन व्हाटएवर आई एम अंडरलाइनिंग. बस आप अंडरलाइन करो उस पॉइंट पे, जस्ट यू कैन फोकस. ओके, फोकस ओनली ऑन दोस पॉइंट्स. ओके, सो चलो ठीक है. So then next is forensic audit. ठीक है. So ये जो है तो forensic audit थोड़ा it's a थोड़ा latest edition है. Okay. Okay. So it involves examination of legalities. ठीक है. The techniques which it uses is propriety audit, regularity, investigative and financial audits. Basically it clubs some procedures. ठीक है, and does its job. ठीक है, कुछ प्रोसीजर्स को क्लब करता है. ओके, तो यहाँ पे इसका मेन फंक्शन क्या है ये देखना. फर्स्ट सेंटेंस इवन इफ यू डोंट राइट दैट इज फाइन. ओके, सो ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू फाइंड आउट वेदर और नॉट ट्रू बिजनेस वैल्यू हैज बीन रिफ्लेक्टेड इन फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स. यानी ऑब्जेक्टिव इज द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट इज शोइंग द करेक्ट वैल्यू ऑफ द बिजनेस. ठीक है, एंड इन द कोर्स ऑफ एग्जामिनेशन टू फाइंड वेदर फ्रॉड हैज टेकन प्लेस. सो ठीक है, आपको याद ये चीज आप समझते होंगे कि whenever we talk about forensic, ठीक है, तो किसकी बात करते हैं, पोस्टमार्टम होता है या there are certain evidences which go to the scientific department. ठीक है, जो पुलिस का जो scientific department, there they test and see fingerprints है कि नहीं है, all that, those things come under forensics. Correct, to determine the fingerprints, to test whether if there are 2 blood spots, are both of them of the same person. ठीक है, वो सब चीजें बेसिकली इज फोरेंसिक. तो फोरेंसिक का मतलब है कि इट इज फाइंडिंग आउट सम क्राइम. ठीक है, मतलब ही वो है. तो यहाँ पे क्या इनका मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव है, फर्स्ट सी वेदर ट्रू वैल्यू इज रिफ्लेक्टेड इन द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स. ठीक है, एंड फाइंड आउट वेदर देयर इज एनी फ्रॉड. ठीक है, नॉर्मल ऑडिट पे देखिए फ्रॉड को हम मान के नहीं चलते. ठीक है, so in forensic audit you do this forensic audit because you already suspect something wrong. तो ठीक है, तो इसलिए फोरेंसिक ऑडिट जो है ना, इट इज लिटिल यू कैन से क्लोजर टू इन्वेस्टिगेशन, because here you are already assuming that there is some fraud because of which you are going for forensic audit. ठीक है, नहीं तो आप नॉर्मल ऑडिट किए होते, ओके, अदरवाइज यू वुड हैव डन नॉर्मल ऑडिट. गोइंग फॉर फोरेंसिक ऑडिट मींस यू आर सस्पेक्टिंग समथिंग. ठीक है, दैट इज द मेन थिंग हियर. Otherwise, all procedures are the same, everything is the same. You just try to find out if you know that there is some fraud which is going on there. You try to highlight your activities towards that to find that out. Okay, ठीक है. देखिए, as far as forensic audit is concerned, see major accounting scandals like Enron, okay, Voltel, etc., etc. Satyam is very famous Indian scandal. Okay, ठीक है. तो ये सारे स्कैंडल्स जो है, इट हैज बीन वाइडली रिपोर्टेड. सो इस यू कैन जस्ट, आप एक दो नाम ले सकते हो, लाइक यू कैन जस्ट टॉक अबाउट एनरॉन, यू वुड बी नोइंग. ठीक है, बिकॉज दिस कंपनी हैड कम इन इंडिया. ओके, तो एनरॉन एंड सत्यम, एनी टू आप अगर नाम ले सको तो इट्स गुड. ओके, सत्यम डेफिनेटली यू विल रिमेंबर, राइट. सो ऑल दीज मेजर स्कैंडल्स, ये सब स्कैंडल्स में जो हुआ, व्हाट दे आर सेइंग इज, had the financial statements be checked properly. In all these cases, methods and purpose of manipulation in the financial statements were peculiar. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे जो financial statements में there were many manipulations done which was peculiar. ठीक है, so इसको find करने के लिए जो है आपके में भी normal audit procedures would not be enough. इस टाइप की चीजों को से जहां भी little bit if you feel there is something, something which is amiss here, then you should go for forensic audit to really find out. Forensic audit will be investigative in nature. ठीक है, okay. So normal चीजों में, normal cases में you will not go for forensic audit. Okay, ठीक है. So as you can see here, ठीक है, जो एकदम नाम ही पूरे all scandals का नाम आया है, right? It's all. तो forensic audit basically detects all this. ठीक है. अब ये जो है कंपनीज ऑडिट रिपोर्ट ऑर्डर, जिसको हम लोग कारो बोलते हैं शॉर्ट में, CARO. ओके, सो CARO कारो 2016, इट रिक्वायर्स ऑडिटर्स टू रिपोर्ट दैट. कारो 2016 सेज कि ऑडिटर्स मस्ट रिपोर्ट वेदर एनी फ्रॉड ऑन और बाय द कंपनी हैज बीन नोटिस्ड, कि वेदर यू हैव डिटेक्टेड एनी फ्रॉड, ओके, और रिपोर्टेड. ठीक है, तो आपने कोई फ्रॉड नोटिस और रिपोर्ट किया है क्या? Okay, if yes, then you have to say the nature and the amount of fraud. ठीक है, so जो कारो 2016 clearly states that if there is any fraud, उसको, or you are suspecting something, you report about it. ठीक है. In this background, the techniques of forensic audit have gained importance. ठीक है, okay, ये हो गया आपका, this is your forensic audit. Okay. So this is in normal cases of audit, you will not go for forensic audit. ठीक है, चलो, तो ये हो गया आपका. तो फोरेंसिक ऑडिट भी क्या है आपको समझ गया. तो मेन चीजें आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा. सडनली यू विल नॉट रिमेंबर दैट ओके दिस इज फोरेंसिक ऑडिट, दिस इज सोशल ऑडिट. ठीक है, जस्ट मेन थिंग यू शुड रिमेंबर अबाउट दिस. अदर थिंग्स यू कैन राइट. फोरेंसिक ऑडिट में क्या है, मेन थिंग इज यू हैव टू फाइंड वेदर फ्रॉड हैज टेकन प्लेस. ठीक है, you have to find whether fraud has taken place, and after many scandals there was a need for forensic audit. Okay, so that if any fraud is suspected, it can be looked at in detail. Okay, that is the main thing of forensic audit. And then you can quote CARO 2016, okay, which says that if fraud is noticed or reported, if fraud is detected, okay, or even noticed, okay, then auditor has to state the nature and amount of the fraud. ठीक है, बस इतने ये 3-4 points if you write, it will be more than enough to get your marks. ठीक है, ये सब चीजों में क्या है कि they will just see, these are all small items. ठीक है, they will just see whether you know it or not. आपने भले ही 4 points लिखे हैं, सही लिख दिए, is more than enough to give you full marks. Okay, ये हो गया हमारा, क्या हो गया, this is your forensic audit. Next is social audit. ठीक है, now what is social audit is, you are not talking about your financial statements and all those things. It is different. Okay. So nowadays, abhi the most recent thought about organizations is that they should do some good work for the community, and that's how they will be accepted by the people, and they will have a permanent clientele. Okay, okay. So that's us point of view se social audit is done. Okay. Okay. So organizations perform process that ensure, okay, that are socially relevant, or that make them socially relevant. Okay. Okay. So social audit क्या है? It's a way of measuring, understanding, reporting and improving. ठीक है, इतने सारे वर्ड्स लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, it is a way of, you can say, measuring and reporting. ठीक है, measuring and reporting organizations performance towards meeting its social and ethical objectives. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ आप क्या देखोगे in this audit, you will not see your P&L or balance sheet, financial objectives. No, you will see what are your social objectives. What does the company want to do socially for the community, and whether it has been able to achieve that. बस उतना ही है social audit. Okay. So what are objectives of social audit? First thing, you'll first see what are the needs of the society, what are the needs of society, and what resources you have to fulfill it. Okay. And then spread awareness amongst beneficiaries about the business efforts. Okay. So now you are doing something for the society, so you should also make it known. Okay. So okay, this company is doing this good work. Okay. So just make sure that people know that. So spread awareness about your good work. Okay. And CSR programs are there, companies ki paas, okay, corporate social responsibility. If you are doing some CSR programs, try to do something which makes it more effective. Okay, bas itne. Okay. Then next is general hai ki scrutiny of policy decisions. So do something in social audit, okay, keeping in view the interest of stakeholders. Okay. So if you have got 4 or 5 options of doing some social work, do that which will be most helpful to the organization as well. Okay. So you always, because you are a business organization, you have to relate it with your benefit also. Okay. ये हो गया, ये होता है आपके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ सोशल ऑडिट. सो बहुत ही इजी चीज है सब. ओके, सोशल ऑडिट इज समथिंग योर सोशल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. हाउ इज द कंपनी परफॉर्मिंग इन द सोशल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, दैट्स ऑल. ठीक है, और एडवांटेजेस क्या होंगे हम ही बता सकते हैं, राइट? ओके, व्हाट कैन बी द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ सोशल ऑडिट? एनकरेजेस कम्युनिटी पार्टिसिपेशन अमंग डिफरेंट बिजनेस एंटिटीज. ठीक है, ensures continuous efforts towards environment production, environment friendly production, etc. Okay, environmental protection and environmental friendly production, etc. ये सब की ओर, ठीक है, the company can focus more on that. Okay, or if it is doing all these things, then it can build customer satisfaction. ठीक है, right? And by doing this, it promotes collective decision making. ठीक है, and sharing responsibilities. चलो ये पॉइंट को तो उतना, ठीक है, that much you cannot relate. So इसमें next is developing human resources by working towards improvement of workers. ठीक है, overall in your work you develop your human resources also. That's also a social work. ठीक है, ठीक है, underprivileged जो गरीब लोग हैं, so whatever you can give, if you can improve their working conditions, you can give some training to them, all that. ठीक है, if these things you do, then definitely, okay, there'll be many people who would want to work for your company. Okay, the advantages है, if it is asked, आराम से आपको 4 or 5 points you can give. ठीक है, if you know what is social audit, इसका क्या advantages है, easily you can make out. Correct? ठीक है. Next is लगे हाथों, related with social audit is environmental audit. ठीक है, this is also a social audit, but it is specifically related to environment. Okay, so next part is our environmental audit. Okay, ठीक है, so ये जो है यूनाइटेड नेशंस United States Environmental Protection Agency, okay, has defined the word environmental audit. ठीक है, so it's okay if you do not quote it. ठीक है, quote करने की जरूरत नहीं है, सीधा देखेंगे कि what is environment audit. ठीक है, so systematic, documented, periodic and objective review by a regulated entity of facility operations and practices. क्या मतलब है? कोई एक regulated entity, because now to do environment audit, okay, so for environment audit you need a regulated entity, ठीक है, जो जिसको which needs to take care of environment, okay, ठीक है. So it is environment audit is a systematic, documented, periodic and objective review by a regulated entity of its operations and practices related to environmental requirements. ठीक है, so all there will be many organizations which are not related to environment. ठीक है, say talk about a normal CA office. ठीक है, what can it do about environment? Correct. So we are talking about those facilities or those companies which are giving out residue and all that. ठीक है, or which are polluting the air. ठीक है, they will only have environmental objectives. ठीक है, and those companies will do environmental audit. ठीक है, okay, it protects environment from pollution of air, water and heat. ठीक है, सबसे पहले what you should write is यहाँ पे, ठीक है, it's a systematic, ठीक है, systematic and objective review by a regulated entity, ठीक है, of its operations, ठीक है, operations and practices, ठीक है, for meeting its environmental requirements. खत्म. Okay, systematic and objective review by a regulated entity, ठीक है, okay, regulated entity of its operations, ठीक है, for meeting environmental requirements. खत्म. Okay, right. And finally, what is the objective of this? Protects environment from pollution of air, water, earth. Okay, then there is a short definition. This, if you can remember, it's good. Confederation of British Industry. It's easy to remember, correct? Confederation of British Industry has defined environmental auditing as, okay, systematic examination of interactions. Systematic examination of what? Of interactions. Between what? Between any business operation and its surroundings. Okay. So systematic examination of interactions between any business operation and its surroundings. Okay. बस ये if you can remember it, अच्छा है. थोड़े आपके थोड़ा वेट आएगा आंसर में. ओके, छोटा भी है. ओके, राइट. सो इसका नाम if you do not remember, that is fine. ठीक है, इसका this name you need not remember. Okay, चलो अब ये देखते हैं कि scope and object of environmental audit. ठीक है, all emissions to air, water, land. ठीक है, whatever is pollution, wherever pollution is happening, legal constraints. ठीक है, any pollution or something. ठीक है, if you go beyond a certain level, okay, if it will be legally a problem, then that also you have to see. Effects on neighboring community and ecology. ठीक है, so whatever you are emitting, what is the effect on the neighboring locality and all that. ठीक है, वो देखना है आपको. ठीक है, बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड पॉइंट्स है. If you know what is environmental audit, these points are very, very simple. Okay. Public perception of the operating company. So what does the public think of the operating company? The public thinks that this company is spoiling the environment and leading us to sickness. Then that will be a problem for the company. So they have to manage the public perception also. Okay, so that's also within the audit. Okay, within environment audit. Provide expert opinion on the hazards in the environment. Okay, any associated risk. Okay, manage the measures that should be taken for management or control of risks. Okay, so these are the scope and objects of environment audit. आराम से आप 5 तो you can remember. ठीक है, small points है, all are related. ठीक है, okay. Now यहाँ पे next एक है steps in environment audit. Okay, next we'll see what are the steps in environment audit. ठीक है, तो ये जो steps है ये बहुत ही simple है. ठीक है, for environment audit, first is कुछ pre audit activities करना है. ठीक है, audit के पहले there will be some pre-audit activities. Okay, and then you will have from site activities, that is on the spot. Okay, during audit activities you can say, or site activities. Last is post audit activities. Okay, 3 different steps. बहुत simple. Okay, very simple. I'll tell you. Before audit क्या करेंगे आप? In any case, what will you do before audit? You'll selection and scheduling of facility to audit. Okay. First, you will have to select which of your facilities you have to audit. Okay. Okay. You'll do selection of facility to audit. Agar once you know that okay, this facility is going to be audited, then prepare an audit team. Okay. Then contact with facility. Okay. And then plan the audit. Okay. So, बहुत simple. First, selection and scheduling of facility to audit. Then prepare audit team. Okay. Contact with facility. Okay. And start the audit process. Okay. Then what is site activities, like during the audit activities? What will you go and do there? Understand internal controls. Okay. Assess internal controls. Gather audit evidence. Okay. तो normally करते हैं. This is what you do. Normal audits. Okay. After doing this, just evaluation of audit findings and report of findings to facility. But these controls and all that, this will be in relation to environment. Okay. In relation to environment, what are the controls required? Okay. If you are, say, throwing some waste into the river, is it being treated properly and all that? What is the procedure for making sure that it is treated before it goes out? All that will come under internal controls. So during the audit is understanding internal controls, assessment of internal controls, then gather your audit evidence, okay, and just evaluate the findings and report it. Khatam. Okay, that's all. Right? Then after audit, what you will do? Okay, production of a draft audit report. Audit ke baad, okay, prepare a draft audit report. Okay, and then after the draft, prepare a final audit report. Okay, and then prepare an action plan. Okay? If something has to be improved, give them the action plan. Okay? What is to be done? There is one ISO standard. The ISO is International Standards Organization. Okay? So ISO 14001, it is a voluntary international standard for environmental management systems. Okay? So if you are yourself doing the audit, or there are some environmental management systems that are doing your audit. Okay? Just be audit is being done. Okay. So this is a voluntary international standard. So voluntary, if you want, you can do. Otherwise, you need not take it. Okay. So it provides the requirements of an EMS. Okay. So environmental management system, agar aapko banana hai, if you want to make a good environmental management system, okay, it gives the general guidelines for maintaining it. Okay. So this if your EMS, environmental management system, is very good, okay, then jo ISO certification, the requirement within which it will fall is ISO 14001-2004. Okay, this 2004 is the year, 14001 is the base of this ISO. Okay. Okay, if you meet this, okay, so it means that it is a management tool enabling an organization of any size or type to, okay, then this kind of organization can enable any organization, okay, to identify and control environmental impact of its activities, product and activity services. Okay, so you will help them find out what is the impact of their activities, environmental impact of their activities of that organization. Okay, and how to control it, right? Improve its environmental performance continuously. Okay, so any organization which can get this standard, EMS, okay, then it can do the audit of many other organizations. So it will get specialization, okay, of environment audit. Okay, it can इसमें ये कर सकता है, it can help any organization identify and control environmental impact of its activities. Okay, improve environmental performance continuously. Okay, ठीक है, and It can help setting environmental objectives and target, ठीक है, and achieving these, ठीक है. So basically it will, you can just tell them how it can stay within the norms, ठीक है. So इसीलिए ये एक चीज है. If you इसका, if you get a short note or something, yeah, environment audit, ठीक है. This is a reasonably bigger topic, ठीक है. आपको your scope and object can be asked separately. Environment audit का, ठीक है, scope and object. So basically it is an audit of whether whatever residue or something the company is giving out, ठीक है, it should not affect the environment. Okay, it is air, water, earth, it should not get affected, ठीक है, and that the company should stay within norms. It is the audit of that, ठीक है, right? The company can themselves also do it, ठीक है, and there can be some specialized organizations also which will do this audit, ठीक है, and best certification for that is ISO 14001:2004, ठीक है. Such organization can do this type of audit very effectively. Okay, ये main point है आपका. Okay, यहाँ पे what यहाँ पे बस this thing, if you can remember, ये जो है ISO 14001, it's an international standard for environmental management systems, EMS. Okay, ठीक है. चलो ये एक हो गया. चलो next is, move to the next one. Efficiency cum performance audit. So we normally call it as efficiency audit, ठीक है. और efficiency cum performance audit जो बोलते हैं EPA बोलते हैं इसको, ठीक है. It's called as EPA, ठीक है. Efficiency cum performance audit, both are same, ठीक है. So ये basically it's an examination of financial and operational performance of the entity, ठीक है. इसमें financial जो है, जो financial ध्यान थोड़ा कम रहता है, not very much deep into financial, but operational performance के ऊपर ज्यादा दिखता है ये, ठीक है. Okay, but overall for definition you will say it is an examination of financial and operational performance of the entity, ठीक है. So it includes identification of opportunities of greater economy, ठीक है. So यानी आप इसका जो है efficiency का मतलब क्या है? Okay, efficiency main thing is, say if you have completed a job, say in 100 rupees. Okay, so was there a chance to complete the job at 98 rupees? Okay, that is called as efficiency. Okay, you are able to do a job at less time or less cost. Okay, so यहाँ पे what will be studied is the operations will be studied. आपके operations जो है, it will be studied and it will be seen whether the work which you are doing, can it be done at lower cost? So is there too much of wastage in your work? That's what will be the main thing of efficiency audit. Okay, opportunities of greater economy, okay, plus removal of weaknesses after evaluation. So once you get to know that, okay, here you are wasting too much things here in this process, so then removal of weaknesses is done. Okay, right? So actual performance is compared with the standard. So for your efficiency, you will have some standards. Okay, you have to compare the standards with the actuals and see where you stand. Okay, okay. So if auditor comes across any deviations, okay, कुछ deviations मिलता है, that is variance, okay, okay, then it is investigated further. Okay, where there is some variance, then it is investigated further. So basically, your efficiency cum performance audit, okay, it focuses more on the operational performance, sees whether you are doing the job with efficiency. Okay, that is either at a lower cost or in less time. Okay, so that is what is studied here. Okay, now scope of EPA is efficiency cum performance audit. So one is economy audit. Okay, so economy audit mein what is seen is whatever things you are acquiring, okay, acquire the financial, human and physical resources economically. In economy audit, whatever you are buying it at the least possible cost or not. Only that is checked. ठीक है? Whatever you are buying at the least possible cost. बस इतना ही आपको बताना है इसमें. ठीक है? And efficiency, next is efficiency audit. ठीक है? इसके अंदर second is, first is economy audit, second is efficiency audit. ठीक है? Economic execution of various schemes and policies. ठीक है? That is relationship between inputs and outputs is what it should be. ठीक है? Okay? There is no variance as far as efficiency is concerned. वो हो गया आपका efficiency audit. ठीक है? जो हमने ऊपर भी we have discussed, that is also efficiency audit. Okay? The third is effectiveness. ठीक है? Efficiency is, जैसे मैंने बोला, if cost is 100, you could have done it at 98. So that comes under efficiency. Effectiveness is whether you have completed the job properly or not. Is the customer satisfied or not? That will be effectiveness. Okay. It's appraisal of performance of schemes and project with reference to overall objectives. Okay. Okay. Plus efficiency of the ways and methods adopted. Okay. So basically, this efficiency you can see in point 2. So effectiveness says whether the intended targets and goals have been completed properly. ठीक है? So ये है तीन चीज. Your scope of EPA. ठीक है? Scope of EPA आएंगे तो main thing you have to, ये तीन words आपको बराबर लिखने हैं. Economy audit, efficiency audit and effectiveness. Just write one sentence what I told you, enough है. ठीक है? ऐसा पूरा रखने की जरूरत नहीं. Okay, so this is your efficiency cum performance audit. ठीक है? So how to last यहाँ पे proprietary audit will do in the next class. ठीक है? यहाँ पे just an approach of your efficiency audit. ठीक है? Various steps undertaken by the auditor while conducting EPA. ठीक है? Steps for doing EPA. First, identification of the topic. ठीक है? Which topic, on which thing you want to do this EPA. Okay? Then obtain information, do preliminary study, planning and execution of audit, reviewing internal control and reporting. Same normal जो auditing के जो procedures है, same चीज यहाँ पे repeat की गई है. Okay? Steps क्या क्या है ये? First, identify the area where you will be doing this EPA. ठीक है? And what will you do first? Get the information, do a preliminary study, then plan and execute audit. ठीक है? Within that review internal control system and then report your results. ठीक है? ये तो बिल्कुल simple logical है. Okay, right? तो चलो ये हो गया. Then यहाँ से we'll do propriety audit in the next class. Propriety audit. ठीक है? Right? So just मेरे साथ साथ आपको भी क्या करना है? Just every 3 days I'll be loading. Today I think probably 4 lectures. I'll be able to load 4 lectures today, but every 3 days I'll be loading between 6 to 8 lectures, and it will be more than enough for us to complete our course. ठीक है? तो बस मेरे साथ साथ आपको चलना है. Okay, whatever I have loaded today, just complete in the next 3 days. After that, I'll load the further parts. Okay.